Dota is back, baby. That's right, week 1 of the Winter DPC Tour just wrapped up, and there were a lot of exciting games across all the regions. So let's take a look at North America and see what happened during this first week. We're going to start off in the upper division with Quincy Crew versus TwoBase. And this was a game that was seen by many as kind of a test to see, will the new Quincy Crew roster, with the new additions of Kezu, Ponlo, and Milan, be able to hold their own and keep their spot at the top of the DPC, and they put on a pretty convincing showing. Now in the first game, TwoBase did have Mason standing in for Ryoya, but it was a pretty simple game. Quinn Ember just ended up choking out the map, allowing Yuar on the carry TA to completely outfarm everyone else on TwoBase and easily take the game. And a very similar story in Game 2, where this time the double save from Milan Io and Kezu LC allowed them to enable a Lesh from Quinn and an SF carry this time from Yuar to just be able to run over the game. So, a pretty convincing showing from Quincy, proving that they are still going to be one of the top competitors in North America this season. Next we have Undyne versus Wildcard Gaming, the renamed D2 Hustlers. Though they may be under a new name, they still looked like a team that was promoted from the lower division. This was probably the most one-sided series this week, as Undyne completely handled Wildcard. In Game 1, they had a Beastmaster on the off lane who was hitting tier 3 at bottom at 15 minutes, and a Morph free farming, one-shotting the Wildcard supports. Game 2 went basically the same. The carry Luna for Tomato had 0 deaths, and with a backup of Io and Storm, just completely shut Wildcard out of the game. A very convincing first series win for Team Undyne. In the middle of the week, we had 2 middle-of-the-pack teams. 4 Zoomers versus Black and Yellow facing off in what turned out to be a pretty exciting 3-game series. Game 1 was pretty back and forth. Black and Yellow controlled most of the game with their carry Faceless Void, but a couple of really great plays from Black and Yellow kept the game close until a decisive 50-minute double Ravage, double Chronosphere team fight in the top lane. Here's SVG and Moxie with the call.
And just blinking in, giving some vision with
Rises.
the buyback.
He shows up. He's going to go for the double, the follow through, though. They have the time lapse, though, and there it is. There's a second Chronosphere, but there's a whole fight going on the back lines as Moo is just engaging everyone. The split, though, it's just, he's doing so much damage here. You can see that Wind Waker coming into play. Husky trying to run for his life. He's not going to be able to. Rice is getting the double kill, but Kostabile going in, uses the Thunder. They get the RP off, the roll forward. They want this kill to Spaceless Void, but he has a Satanic. They'll use the Nullifier. They want to get this kill. They have the Lotus Orb over on him. They need to get their hands on them, but they're able to run away. A whole lot just happening all at once.
Yeah, that was a crazy fight.
Black and Yellow closed out the game shortly afterwards, taking a 1-game lead in the series. But games 2 and 3 were completely different stories. 4 Zoomers came back swinging in Game 2, where Kostabile, their new carry player playing Sven, had a Mask of Fanatis, Blink Dagger, Echo Saber at 15 minutes into the game. 9k net worth, nearly 3k ahead of the second most farmed character in the game, which was the Timbersaw on his own team. Black and Yellow just couldn't get anything done on the map. Game 3 was a similar story, except for this time it was Moo on the off-lane dunes time to shine. Just completely ran over the map with absolute free farm, making tremendous amount of space for Kostabile on the PA to carry the game. So while they may have ended up dropping Game 1, the 4 Zoomers still put on a pretty convincing showing that they deserve to be in contention for the top spots in the DPC this tour. Next was the highly anticipated Evil Geniuses versus Arkosh match. Not only to see how Team Arkosh would fare in the upper division, but also to see the return of Jerax to professional Dota 2 after a 2-year hiatus. Game 1 actually started off surprisingly well for Team Arkosh, with a global threat from the Monkey offlane Nature's Prophet and the Pale Horse carry Dawnbreaker. Arkosh had a 3k gold lead at the 18-minute mark, but Evil Genius's teamfight proved too much. Though they managed a few really nice pickoffs on the Arteezy Terrorblade, Arkosh could never really stop him farming, and eventually Arteezy did what Arteezy does and got an overwhelming net worth advantage. And whatever demonic magic Arkosh had tapped into to get off to such an impressive start in Game 1 was completely drained out by Game 2. Or maybe EG just knocked off the dust. Pale Horse's Carry Ricky could not match the RTZ free-farming Morph lane and Nightfall's extremely farmed Mars. In the end, EG showed that they have not lost any touch, nor had Jerax. Jerax had some pretty impressive saves in Game 2. Here's a quick clip with Purge and Moxie on the cast.
For the majority of the game, he's doing a great job on it.
Immediately jumping forward over onto Pale Horse. They've got the vision. They just absolutely obliterate him. And they try to get their hands on Abed, but he's just so slippery. He even has a haster. It's very, very difficult. The Rolling Thunder, though, coming through. Can they finish him off? No, he's able to dodge at the right second. Not going to be able to get the kill. The Nightmare comes out from Jerax. They'll turn it back around with the Fiend script.
So
Gets
sick.
the kill on Monkey.
Dude, that Nightmare was so good to save Abed.
That brings us to the final series of the week and our highlight series for the Week 1 of the North American Upper Division between Team Quincy Crew and 4Zoomers. The second game of the week for both teams. This series served as Quincy Crew's first big test, as well as a chance for 4Zoomers to show that they had achieved significant improvement during the offseason. In Game 1, Quincy Crew quickly out-rotated 4Zoomers with a 5-man rotation early in the game, bringing every single hero, including the safe lane. Once again, here's Purge and Moxie with the call.
But I was very
Yeah, they're gonna go for the arena. They'll land over on the tower, but already Gunner in position. Will protect for a little bit longer. So go, use some of those Snapfire kisses, but they're not gonna land as many as they'd like as they turn back around. They got the Hex up. Can they get the kill? Yes, they can. Oh, Z-Freak, he tried to keep him alive, but he's not gonna be able to do it. Moo now, there are no trees to run to. There's nowhere to hide. Z-Freak trying to just make some space, trying to get their attention, but the rest of the Zoomers are just being hunted down here. Husky will fall, and Moo looks like he's gonna try to just get his spells off before he's gonna die again.
What a voice line, dude. It just looks so good.
That set the pace for the rest of the game, with Quincy Crew efficiently rotating around the map. However, they weren't invulnerable. At 24 minutes, the 4Zoomers smoked up and caught the Drow with an Aegis in their own triangle.
15% in this baby, then it just, they make mistakes. But just like this.
All right, there's the RP. Quinn, though, following up. That is the Aegis. Ponlo hiding in the corner. He may end up being the one who falls. Somehow still alive, though.
He's
After
alive.
all is said and done. Quinn jumping away. They will end up using UR.
What a fight.
Gunner trying to get close. They go. They drop a ward. They'll go back in here immediately, though. The Hex comes out. This is not looking great because he's going to have to pop his own BKB, and he was really in it, but he's taking so much damage. Goes and drops the arena, trying to just kite even more. They cannot follow.
Oh man, I really wanted him to get that kill.
That gave 4Zoomers hope. Even then, it was still a 13k net worth for Quincy Crew at 33 minutes, even though Costabile's Wraith King was top of the net worth chart. 4Zoomers once again smoked up, hoping to get a catch in the enemy jungle, but they bit off maybe a little bit more than they could chew.
Saving them for moments like this. Here comes
Just
the fight.
like this. Fire Shield placed up, immediately following up with that Gust. It's a big fire blast. Kazu, he pops the BKB. Gunner already popping his own. And it feels like they're not quite sure how they want to engage on this. So go for the arena. They'll wait patiently. Bugs Stabulate jumping in is going to be able to walk right out that arena thanks to having the BKB. But Lil Shredder coming in. Is it going to be able to do quite enough damage here is the question. They'll get the kill on Kazu. They'll kill off Gunner. There's a big sonic wave coming out. They want this kill on Costabile. Can they get it done in time? The reload coming in hot as Husky will fall. Moo left behind here. He is going to now fall as well. And this Io is getting plinked away. They'll get the kill on him, and they'll follow up for this Wraith King. They want this kill. He is left all alone. He's already used the reincarnation, and that'll be a team wipe going to the side of Quincy Crew and a Roche.
Ponlo's a genius. That's what happened. Fire Shield on their Mars is what saved them that fight.
For Game 2, the Zoomers decided to mix it up a little bit, picking an extremely dynamic mid Spirit Breaker for Gunner, paired with a last pick Moo Darkseer in the offlane. These two were a terror around the map, and even though Quinn's mid Doom was insanely farmed with his Hand of Midas and Devour, Spirit Breaker was getting things done on the map at max movement speed thanks to Surge, while Doom's ultimate couldn't seem to get anything done. That meant that UR's PA was significantly behind Costabile's farmed Medusa. Still, it was only a 2k net worth difference when Doom saw what looked like an opportunity in the mid lane and went in.
It's only 2k. Creator Prince jump forward, gets the Doom off immediately over on the Medusa. They put the Lotus Orb on as well. Turn back around. Nice wall getting dropped, but they need to follow up.
God.
They've got the overgrowth. Look at the damage. They take down Quinn, and they're just clicking away. You are going onto these back lines, but another beautiful vacuum coming out. It's a double kill now from Quincy, and he's looking to get himself one more as he gets a kill on Kezu. A triple kill coming over for the Zoomers.
The game ended shortly afterwards. 4 Zoomers got Aegis and pushed high ground, setting up a decisive Game 3. Zoomers decided, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, and picked Gunner Spirit Breaker again, but this time Darkseer was banned, and Quinn, rather than being on the passive farming Doom, was on his signature Ember Spirit. The game started out well for the Zoomers with 2 quick kills before the Horn, but unfortunately, lost mid and top lane meant that Yuar on the TA and Gunner on the Ember could invade the enemy triangle and steal a 3-stack meant for Costabile Sven.
These are enemy stacks.
They knew that they were going to have it. They always have them for Costabile. Quinn jumping in here, poking away at Z-Freak. Be able to just hold him into place. Just wait for the moment. Gunner was thinking about going for the charge. He's going to back off, though. But Z-Freak still alive.
He's going to die now for sure.
Oh, Gunner, the zip right back into the Remnant. He's going to see if maybe the creeps will give him a hand, but Quinn will still get the kill.
He must have forgotten about the trap that got put down, because once his charge was off...
Oh, that's a
dead hero.
Z-Freak.
With momentum on his side, Quinn felt like he could do literally whatever he wanted on the map, especially with the Ponlo Bane to back him up.
The Sven, they've got a charge, and again, Ponlo in position. Perfect timing, yet again.
Dispels Warcry. Sven's got no armor here. If they think a fight is bad for
but
him.
here's Yuar, big Melt Strike, the follow-up though here from Moo. As they'll finally get the kill on Yuar. Stabile just standing toe-to-toe here. Doesn't have to worry about getting locked down too hard. But eventually Ponlo, Stabile also to fall. And on the back line, Z-Freak is just getting chased. Moo over on the other side gets kill over onto Kezu, but the follow-up here, oh my goodness, the damage coming out as Quinn barely stays alive. And he's gonna zip right on in. Oh, needs to be careful. Oh, but the play, what a player.
When the Sven eventually did get farm, Ponlo completely shut him down with one of the most beautiful Fiend scripts I've ever seen.
Bottom lane, here comes Quinn, gonna go do his stuff.
He's just gonna...
They're forcing a fight.
Poke away. All right, there it is. Like we talked about, Kezu, Gunner running into the arena as well. There's too much depth to go in for the overgrowth. They've already lost Moo. Quinn just backing up a little bit here, sliding around back and forth. They'll be able to cut down Husky. That's a big tree. No, Costabile, he's just trapped between way too many heroes as Quinn has his eyes over here on Gunner. Wants his kill. Z-Freak already falling. This is the last stand standing over here for the Zoomers, and it's not looking like...
There's a reason Bane's getting first picked across all the regions, guys. So with this second win for the week, Quincy Cruz hits the top of the North American DPC for now. In the lower division, the first series of the week was 5-man Midas versus Felt. And it was a pretty back and forth series. In game 1, Midas had a 4-man push lineup with a Dusa carry versus an Ursa. And even though Felt managed to stabilize with Roshan, Midas's team fight, along with their very farmed Medusa, ended up proving too much for Felt to overcome. In game 2, though, 5-man Midas last picked a sniper mid, and it ended up not looking very good versus a Storm and another carry Templar Assassin. Sniper just never felt like he did enough damage. He went for the Aghanim Scepter build for stun and magic damage, but he just constantly jumped by the TA and by the Storm Spirit, and so while it was a relatively close game, Felt ended up pulling it out in a pretty convincing fashion after a couple of one-team fights. But game 3 was this very similar story to game 1. 5-man Midas picked a Bat Rider and an Outworld Destroyer, and just walked over a very greedy lineup from Felt with a triple core of Slark, Morph, and Timber. Not really much of a contest, the insane magic damage and magic burst from Bat Rider and OD. Now let's take a look at Team Magnus versus Electronic Boys. Team Magnus, the third team to qualify out of the open qualifiers to North America. And game 1, it looked like they would not be able to hold up against the DPC Division 2 veterans of Electronic Boys, where Speed's offlane Slardar just completely rolled over Magnus's lineup, just completely shut them out of the game. Game 2 was marred by a very early disconnect from Electronic Boys' Brazilian carry, and unfortunately he was not able to turn into the game. So though they put up a strong effort, they could not win 4v5. In Game 3, they did get a stand-in, but it was not enough. Team Magnus, with that confidence boost from that second game win, was able to hold their own and just kind of slowly choke Electronic Boys out of the map. And so Team Magnus win their first series in Division 2 of the DPC. Next, we have the highlight game this week from the lower division between KBU.US, the Annihilate stack that made it through the open qualifiers, and DogChamp, a team that was relegated from the lower division. Annihilate quickly showed that he has not lost his touch, with a quick rotation at 8.5 minutes to kill the enemy safe laner with his Queen of Pain. That secured an early lead for KBU, and especially for Annihilate, allowing him to jump in and start a fight at 30 minutes behind the mid tier 2. Here's DK Truman and Wingblade with the call.
Easy target. The Ogre gets destroyed thanks to DD pop. Rupture comes out. The Banger stays alive, but the Quap, he is just popping the BKB. Right-click fight against the Lifesteal. Lifesteal is getting absolutely mowed down. Chase for more. Buyback, dieback. No way. Jose chase on towards Rubik. Chikuchi, all you can. The Bloodseeker's faster and faster, and that's going to be an absolutely disastrous team fight.
That one fight led to mega creeps at the 33-minute mark, but with DogChamp was able to hold off the megas and push KBU out of their base. They even won a critical team fight just outside the mid lane.
Actually, Ogre should have just gone hand to Midas. Oh, spring in, Arena comes out. Rubik quickly yeets himself out of harm's way. Will sacrifice Bloody 9 for that death. Weaver snaps the coil. And Pango's running in. They're going to go for the Mars, but the Weaver has tanked himself. That was a little bit of a whiff, but still doesn't matter too much. Or does it? They do lose 2 in the process. Lifestealer is dead for the count. Buyback from the puck coming through. Big Sonic Wave. But right now they need to be careful because the Lifestealer does hurt like crazy. The bash comes out. The Quap is in trouble. Annihilate finished off. That's 3 dead. And that is huge because Roche just respawned. They need to...
Unfortunately, because of the mega creeps, they were not able to secure Roche off of that fight. So instead of Aegis, Stonebank had to settle for a Divine Rapier. But it wasn't quite enough.
Distracting the enemy. Bloody 9. If he dies, that would be a dieback, but they're going to go in for the Bloodseeker. Time lapse saves his life. BKB gets popped. However, the Snapfire will be mowed down in the process. Lifestealer's going to get stun locked. That's going to be the Rapier on deck. Needs to be secured. Picked up. Who has it? The Bloodseeker managed to scoop it in his favor. No buyback available for the Lifestealer, and that should be it.
Game 2 started off well for DogChamp, with Yaren's Hoodwink securing first blood and a 1 lane for Luki's Legion Commander. However, Stonebank got caught on his Luna at 17 minutes, while no matter how hard they tried, DogChamp could not seem to bring down Dodd's farming Terrorblade.
I'm running into the Void Spirit, and look, he is close.
Oh, missed Aether Remnant. Though Dodd wants to take a fight. In comes the duel. That's going to be a big catch. Arena on top. The TV still life cycle on kinetic field. He's going to survive for the time being. Gets the Sunder up. Boom! Back to full HP. Turns around. Luki no more. And that is huge.
Still, DogChamp felt strong and invaded the enemy triangle, leading to a drawn-out team fight where a clutch Disruptor ultimate from a respawning Thena secured the fight and a significant number of kills for Terrorblade. Only 1k behind, and with a freshly picked up BKB on their Luna, DogChamp tried to sneak a Roche at 21 minutes.
I mean,
still need to see a bit more from it. Oh, catch onto Luki. Drop the hammer. Luki. Nightmare save. Oh, was big. Kenny on the toggle. He's trying to disengage. He actually gets himself away. Snipe coming out onto the TV. Does have a Sunder available. Double a buyback coming out from KBU. Bloody 9 in the pit. Will be a dieback coming through Sunder onto Yaren, and they'll disengage, but they'll probably lose Roshan for that.
Eventually, with a second Aegis and a 7k gold lead, KBU felt strong enough to push high ground and secure the game, winning them their first match in a DPC lower division and putting DogChamp off to a rough start. It was a particularly hard series for the veteran team. In the first game, Luki got completely counterpicked on his Pangolier, meaning he couldn't do much throughout the game. And while their new carry player Stonebank got a pretty decent amount of farm and seemed to play the fights well, he also got caught out farming aggressively several times. Still, nothing that can't be fixed for future series. There are 2 more series in the lower division on Sunday. The first one between another open division team, the 5-Rat-4 Staffs, against the other relegated team this year, the Cut. In Game 1, the Cut drafted a strong timing with a mid Leshrac and a carry Bristleback against the enemy team's 4 Protect 1, trying to protect the carry Terrorblade. The Cut completely outmatched them in this first game, however, rotating around the map and taking towers with Leshrac's Diabolic Edict, and 5-Rat seemed completely unable to answer the extremely tanky Bristleback, to the point that even when they won a team fight, the solo Bristleback was able to kill 3 heroes while 5-Rat 4-Staff was taking Roshan. Here's the clip with Wingblade and Snare.
Spider-legs, but Megas are in the base dealing a lot of damage, and this Roche is not falling too quickly here.
God comes in, he reacted, he's actually gonna chase down Nico.
Goodness.
He runs him down and straight up kills him. Look at the damage on this Bristleback. He now wants more. He's hiding on the gank that does finish off the Aegis, but he's gonna have to drop it almost immediately.
In Game 2, the 5-Rat 4-Staffs decided to put their trust in a carry Medusa, but the cut answered with a Luna. The two flash farming carries were able to keep pace with one another, until Tingle King caught the Luna with his Ravage at the 30-minute mark. After that, Medusa simply rolled over the cut. Game 3 was an all-cut show, however, with Kitz's mid Queen of Pain securing farm for his other 2 cores, allowing the cut to dominate the map and secure the series. The final series pitted Felt and Team Magnus against each other, coming off of a loss and a win respectively earlier in the week. The first game went quite well for Felt, with Solji on the mid Outworld Destroyer getting 12 kills with only 2 deaths, and Comfort on the safe lane Wraith King also having 12 kills and 0 deaths. It's pretty hard to win a game of Dota when your safe lane carry is 8k net worth behind the enemies. Game 2, however, was a complete back-and-forth slugfest, lasting 62 minutes. Team Magnus's carry, Jack, got off to a fantastic start on his Terrorblade, with 3 kills before 8 minutes. But the star of the show for Team Magnus was Trap Nest on the Weaver, who picked up an early Orchid in order to help answer the enemy's mid-Ember and Bane, before picking up an Aghanim Scepter for some clutch time-lapse saves. However, Comfort stepped up on his Troll Warlord in order to keep the game close for Felt, with some incredibly close team fights. Here's Wingblade and Snare again with the call.
Use the spider legs, get back into the base. The Solgi might be dragged in by the Aether Rep, indeed he is, but is the damage there? No, both helps out. Give him the Coco run, he's still alive. Comfort, about to die though. Will he lose his life before he gets off the Titanic? No, he doesn't, but he's not allowed to lifesteal just yet. He gets the chance. The misses off the Whirling Axes don't allow TB to get in the kill.
Eventually, however, the double Ravages from the Tidehunter and the absolutely massive Terrorblade proved too much, leading to a exciting Game 3. And Team Magnus seemed to be intent on pushing this one to the 60-minute mark as well, drafting an extremely greedy safe lane Luna and off-lane Faceless Void. With the power of their team fights, Magnus secured a mid-game advantage against the enemy Medusa lineup, until a couple of whiffed Chronospheres allowed Felt back into the game to eventually secure the series win. It was a long, hard-fought series, and Felt absolutely deserved this win. And those were all the games in North America during the first week of the winter tour of the 2021 DPC. I, for one, thoroughly enjoyed all of the matches, and am looking forward to more incredible Dota to come in the upcoming weeks. If you want to get all the recaps, be sure to come back for our weekly update videos. Until next time, good luck, have fun.